He's just like the other Last Ronin Raphael, except, with more arrows. That's right, instead of being excited for spring, this Raphael is the first to fall. This one, along with Last Ronin Splinter and Leo, are just starting to ship out now, so be on the lookout for yours. They always go all out on the boxes at NECA, with this spine being a special all-red color. This would definitely make a cool display piece if you're an inbox collector, but it really wouldn't be much of an unboxing video if we didn't, unbox the figure. You're going to notice a theme with a lot of the accessories from this variant. At first glance, you might think he went just a little too wild at the barbecue joint, but no, unfortunately, that is blood. Just a ton of blood all over this thing. I don't know if each figure is 100% exactly the same or if it's all just kind of random, but it all looks good on mine. Of course, Raphael has to come with his trademark weapon. These Last Ronin size do have their own unique design, and they look pretty good. Next, we have this all-red arrow. More on that later. And another repeated accessory is this shiny little blade. We get a ton of extra hands as well, but these are all covered in blood too. You could maybe incorporate these with the standard draft if you didn't want to go for the full bloody look, but maybe you just got into a little mess with his hands. Might look pretty good. Nice variety of open, closed, and gripping hands. Taking a closer look at the figure itself, we can see a lot of great detail on the face, on the arms, even down to the legs. Might be a little hard to tell on camera, but there are different hues of reds and different sizes of dots and splatters, kinda all over the place. I do wish maybe there was just a little bit on his leather armor. That might look pretty cool, but most of the front of his body is pretty much got blood on it somewhere. The back, as far as I could tell, was normal color. But the thing that sets them apart are all of these arrows. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 arrows. They're all nicely done. They're a little bit flexible, so they're less likely to break, but I would still be careful. One great thing about this figure is that other than the hands and the extra head, there's a place to hold every single accessory on the figure itself. We get this Ronin unique back holder for the size. That works pretty well. I definitely think having them on the front would have been a little bit too much of a cluttered look, so I am definitely in favor of this one. There's a little loop on the thigh that's meant to hold the extra blade. I tend to forget and try to put it in point first, but definitely go with the hole first. It is surprisingly sturdy in there. As much as I like the original head, this screaming head is just too good of an option, and covered in blood it makes it even better. Plus it really looks like he's fighting me when I'm pushing that thing down on its neck. Don't worry, Raph, I won't hurt you. Next we have that all-red arrow. Now I'm still working on figuring out this autofocus, so bear with me, but if you give me a second, there you go. You can see that little hole in his shin. I forgot to check which direction it's really intended to go in, but I went with the back end first, and it went in pretty easily. Again, with these thin little sticks, you're going to want to be careful, but I didn't seem to have any trouble. Yet another gory detail for this one. Now, you might have noticed there wasn't a quiver to hold all those arrows, because, yeah, they're going in this shell. I thought maybe there'd just be a couple places so you don't want to go overboard. Do we really want to relive this part of the comic in that much detail? But yes, there are enough holes in that back shell to fit every single arrow. The shell itself seemed to have plenty of give, so they went in with ease, and I didn't have any of them wanting to fall out. Definitely not a feature you see every day on a figure. Now this is going to be a quick comparison, but we gotta do it anyway. This is him next to the original Last Ronin Raphael. You can see pretty much everything is exactly the same except for that red paint and of course those holes in the back shell. This is without a doubt one of the best figures I have in my entire collection, so I'm not really sad having two that are so similar. Now I'm no expert at posing, so I'm not going to go over too much articulation. It's pretty much the same as the old figure, but I did want to see if I could get him in kind of a down but not out pose. I couldn't really get him into a true kneeling pose, but this was pretty close. Of course, if you throw him next to some old tattered buildings, maybe a toilet, some pieces of foot soldiers, and maybe just a couple of those stray arrows that happen to miss, and you've got a pretty good scene. So let me know what you think of this first to fall Raphael. I got mine directly from NECA, but they did recently just drop on Walmart.com as well. Let me know if you're picking this one up and stay tuned for Leo and Splinter in the next couple days.